This is a video of about angles in polygons, and nice thing about polygons is that they are generally made of triangles. We can use them to make them of triangles, and you might be wondering, well, why do I need to know about that? Well, if we know a bit about triangles, then we can use it to then determine how polygons really work. Well, let's see what we know about triangles. Here, I've got my triangle. One of the first things I'll tell you about triangles that you should know already is that the angles inside a triangle, regardless of what kind of triangle it is, if you add all the angles up, you should always get 180 degrees. So there's my 180 degrees if I add up the three angles inside a triangle. Well, how is that useful? Well, let's pop over here and have a look. So at the top here I have got some polygons, and I'm sorry I didn't start by telling you what polygons are. Well, any multi-sided 2D shape, two-dimensional shape, we call a polygon. So here I've got a quadrilateral, I've got a regular pentagon, and I've got a regular hexagon there. And what we're going to try and determine is if I add up all the angles inside these shapes, then what would it add up to? So let's start first of all with our quadrilateral. Well, let's just say I don't know what all the angles inside my quadrilateral add up to. I can find out. If I choose one corner of that quadrilateral and I make myself a couple of triangles in there, so here I've got one triangle, I've got two triangles. I can clearly see I've got two triangles in there. Now I already know that for every triangle, all of the angles inside add up to 180 degrees. So here I've got two lots of 180 degrees. That means that all the angles added up in this shape should be 360 if I add my 280 degrees together. And as you can see here, it is clearly shown that I've got two triangles multiplied by 180 degrees tells me that all the angles inside should add up to 360. So there's my quadrilateral done right there. Now I'm going to go to a pentagon. So there's my pentagon up there. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to find out how many triangles are in that pentagon. So I'm going to choose a corner. I choose this corner up here. And I'll go to that corner there. And then I'll go to this corner here, making three triangles. Now of my three triangles, I know I've got 180 in this one, 180 in this one, and 180 degrees in this one here. So far I can start filling out my table now, and what I will do to fill out my table is I'm going to alright, so my pentagon has got 5 sides. I clearly saw that I had 3 triangles in there. So I will do 3 times 180 to then tell me that all of my angles would add up to 540 degrees. Alright, let's carry on. So here I have got a hexagon up there. And you can guess it. If you haven't guessed it already, you're not seeing the pattern, but you can guess it because there is a pattern here. I will choose a corner. And once I've chosen my corner, I'm going to try and make as many triangles as possible. So there I've made 1, I've made 2. So there I've made 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles in there. So let's go back and start filling out my table. So a hexagon has 6 sides. There are 4 triangles in it, so I will do 4 times 180, which will give me 720 degrees. Okay, so let's recap what we've done. We found how many triangles are in each of the shapes, and then we multiplied the number of triangles by 180 to find out what all the angles in that shape add up to. If you want, you can pause this video here now and see if you can figure out the heptagon, octagon, nonagon, and decagon. I will help you by filling out the number of sides. So a heptagon has got 7 sides, octagon 8 sides, nonagon 9 sides, and a decagon has got 10 sides. Pause the video and see if you can fill it out, and then once you finish, play the video again and see if your answers match mine. Okay, I hope that your answer matches mine. I've got it all in red. But let's just say then, well, us mathematicians, what we like doing, we like making our life easy. So we want to know if I've got let me just change the color here. If I've got an n-sided shape, meaning I don't know how many sides this shape has got, could be any number of sides, how can I then figure out what does all of the angles in that shape add up to? Well, let's look for a pattern. For the shape that's got 3 sides, which was a triangle, there was one triangle. For the shape that got 4 sides, had 2 triangles in it. For the shape that's got 5 sides, had 3 triangles in it. Can you see a pattern? Well, sure you can. You can see that all of these numbers are 2 less than the numbers over here. So the shape that's got 6 sides had 4 triangles in it. So if you've seen that pattern, then you're going to say it's the number of sides take away 2 that gave you the number of triangles in that shape. Well, if I know the number of triangles in the shape, I can certainly find out what do all the angles in that shape add up to. So all I need to do is multiply my number of triangles, here it is, times 180. And for an n-sided shape, the number of triangles is n minus 2. So I will say it's 180 times n minus 2, where n is the number of sides the shape has. Alright, that's fantastic. So now we have a formula. We can basically do anything we want now. Here I've got some questions for you. I will help you by working out probably 1 or 2, and then I'm going to leave you to have a think about the rest and figure it out on your own. Let's start with something nice and easy. Well, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. This tells me that this is a quadrilateral. And since it's a quadrilateral, I already know from the work that I did over here that quadrilateral, all the angles in a quadrilateral add up to 360. So I pop back over here and I know that all the angles should add up to 360 degrees. Now that's helpful because I can now say, well, if I need to find what this angle is here that is called x, all I need to do is add up 86, 90 degrees and 58 degrees and then take it away from 360. Well, that's easy enough to do. I'm not going to write that working out down. I will just, well, actually I'll write that particular working out down. So I'm going to say 360, take away the angles that I know, which are 86, 90, and 58, and that is what x will be equal to. Alright, so if you're pretty much alright with your arithmetic, you can do that in your head or you can punch it in your calculator. And this should give us 126 degrees. So I know x is 126 degrees. Alright, let's draw an arrow in there so we know what we were talking about. Alright, Let's look at another shape. I'm going to do this one here, G. Do that one, G. All right, first job, find out how many sides it's got. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. Well, if it's got 6 sides, it is definitely a hexagon. If you want, you can use the formula we've just discovered, or you can just look back at the table that we've done, but we already know that in a hexagon we have got 720 degrees. So if I add all the angles in my hexagon, add them all up, they should add up to 720. Now I need to find this angle here, y. Well, I'm not going to write the working out down, but I'll just talk to you about it and say, to find y, I need to add up all my known angles, 90 plus this 90, plus this 235, plus that 84, plus that 121. Take that all away from 720, and that should give us our value for y. Alright, this gives us the answer of 100 degrees. So this is 100 degrees here. That's the answer. Alright, that's fantastic. Well, I'm going to stop here now because I'm sure you've got the point. But you've got some questions here to practice. I would suggest you pause the video right now, have a go doing these questions, and then when you're finished, you play the video again, and you're going to see the answers for all of these questions on the next page. Good luck with your polygons, and I hope that you have learned something from this lesson. I'm going to stop now, and then I'll move on to the next page where the answers are waiting. So pause the video here, have a go on your own before looking at the answers.